Mark, thank you for having us, Four Quarters Online. We really appreciate the opportunity to be here. Like Mark said, my name is Marcus Edwards. This is my second year, going to my second year at Lafayette High School. With me, I have Carter Higginbotham, who's a tight end, H-back, plays a little bit everywhere for us, linebacker on defense. Carlos Murphy, wide receiver for us, safety. These are our two team captains. They're wearing 1 and 2. That's going to be the trend of our program as we move forward. Those guys you always know who our captains are by the numbers they wear.
Coach, year 2, what would you tell yourself now that you didn't know then when you became the head coach of Lafayette?
That's a really good question. I never really had an aspiration to be a head coach. I think just enjoy every moment of it. That first year, I felt like I was in a whirlwind. There was a lot going on. There was a lot coming at you. And I think being in the second year, just taking a day at a time, enjoying the guys. That was a big part of not wanting to be a head coach. I was always a position coach, so being able to have my group of guys and know each one of them inside out. And as a head coach, I feel like I lost a little bit of that, just trying to keep everything going in the right direction. But being in year 2, I feel like I'm getting back to a little bit more being able to know each and every one of the guys and their personalities and who they are.
What all do you have returning on this team, and what are you most excited about to see when fall camp rolls around in a week?
All right. For us, we lost 10 seniors, which at a school our size, that's a lot of guys. Fortunately for us, the guys that we have coming back, they're great leaders. The 2 guys that are sitting up here with me right now, that's really what we look for out of it. We're going to be young offensively, losing the quarterback. We talked during the break. He was a 1,000-yard rusher. Losing that is going to be tough, but these guys are going to pick up, and we try to preach next man up. And we've got a young guy at quarterback that's hopefully going to step up, and we're not going to ask him to carry the load. But he's a 9th grader, but we're going to do whatever we can to make sure that he's comfortable and we're comfortable as a program and spread it around a little bit.
Yeah, how tough is it replacing a piece like Mario?
I don't know if you ever really replace him, especially with a kid as young as the 2 guys that we have competing for the spot. We've got a long way to go. We'll change some stuff we're doing offensively just to help them out. We rely on these guys more in that sense.
And then final question for me, for either of you 2 guys. What has it been like over this offseason and over the spring to start to step into that role as leaders and kind of assume a leadership role in a program as proud as the Hornets are?
Thinking about it it's a lot because we did lose a big class. Those were mostly our leaders, and then you got like a couple guys in the lower classes that'll help lead out, like me, Carter, a couple other guys that we have. So it's a lot, especially stepping up, knowing you got to take on even more. But it's fun knowing that everybody there, they're mostly family, friends, people you hang out with outside. So they got your back and they gonna help you do what you need to do.
It's fun, stressful, but I'm glad I got my buddy right here. He helps me out. We all gonna help each other out. We're always gonna push each other to go further, and that's all we really ask for.
Coach, Mark Adams, Four Quarters Online. We actually talk quite a bit on Zoom. It's like one of the first times in person. Coach, you're a Lafayette alum. How has the community embraced you coming back to now coach the team? What's that been like over the past year or so? Because I remember the first time we talked, you were still unpacking, I think. So now that the boxes are unpacked and everything, you got everything put away, how has it been being back home, surrounded by your team and being in your community again?
I couldn't say enough about it. A big part of the reason that I came back was the community. Growing up in a small town, a tight-knit community, Like Mayo, everybody knows everyone. Like Carlos said, he's actually my cousin. Everybody's related, everybody's family in some sort of way. And having the support of those people, having the support of the community is a huge factor. As a football program, we don't really want for much. The things we need, we have. If we don't have it, there are people in the community that are willing to do whatever they need to do. As far as feeding the team, taking the team places, making sure we have the things we need. On Friday nights, you know where everybody in the town is going to be at the football games. And that's what drives us. Like I said, numbers may not be large, but every one of our guys, and I know myself when I played and now as a coach, you thrive on making your community proud. And it's been great being back.
Coach, can you name the guys that trained you and say their names? Because I love the names you're fixing to say. I just want to hear it from your mouth.
So for me, it's always going to start with Taylor McGrew. He's my uncle, and he's the guy that I looked up to. He's the reason that I got into coaching. I knew exactly what I wanted to do because of that guy. He was my coach and AD at the time, and as a 10th grader in high school, I wanted to be a coach and AD because that's what he was. So he's who I try to model myself after. I'll never be there, but that's who I aspire to be. Coach Joey Pearson coached me in high school, and he just went into the Hall of Fame there. Can't say enough about him. He's actually on staff helping us out, which is a tremendous help to myself and our guys. Coach Derek Garland, his dad was a basketball coach there, and he was my coach in high school as well, but he was also a head coach at Lafayette. And having those guys being there to mentor you and help you through the transition, it's an unbelievable experience.
This is for the coach. This is for your two student athletes on the panel. You guys, really last year, the playoffs were intense. Each game kind of had its own twists and turns, and I know it doesn't end the way that only one team gets to end it the way they want to. But what was playoff football like for you guys last season? Did you feel like you got a taste for what could be to come, knowing that your program is like on the rise?
Well, it was exciting. Playoff football is exciting. It's aggressive. There's not much you can say about it. It's amazing. The feeling you get going out on the field, no matter what kind of game it is, it's amazing.
The atmosphere that you get whenever you go on the field. Just hearing all our home fans coming from Mayo, even from the opposing team, just the way it just feels out there. You're free. You go and play, have fun. It's just a big dream for every kid.